beautiful countries, they all have contributed to the full extent to grace this program with a huge success. Therefore, firstly, I would like to congratulate all those participants for their successful completion of 21 days residencies program. With this, I would like to now call upon Mr. Sachin Siwakoti for the welcome remarks and ESDR brief. Mr. Siwakoti is a teaching assistant at Kathmandu School of Law, and he is a program officer of 14th ESDR.
Thank you so much, Linda. So, honorable guests, professors, faculties, administrative staffs, delegates, of course, some of my juniors, some of my students as well now, since I'm getting old, all of 14th ESDR. So, I mean, for the program itself, somewhere while I was reading Hegel once, I read that whatever comes out as material thing from an artist, of course, mostly, that art is mostly a reflection of personality of that person who makes that art. So for the program in itself, the artists that you see, some of them are sitting right there, some of them are sitting right here, even including Mijanu sir, Professor Songamla sir, everyone. The program in itself is a reflection of their art in itself. On individualization, but it's always on collective efforts with the staffs, with even everybody. Over the program, my professor has taught me this one idea since my first year, that do not speak on a lot of things and confuse yourself. Pick one thing, penetrate it, aim at it, and do it better in that fashion rather than speaking a lot of things. So probably I would take this morning to summarize the value of ESDR. The rain. You've all witnessed it today. I guess you'll never forget it. You're never going to forget it. I am never going to forget it myself. We learned about the capability approach. While we learned about human rights and protected sphere, you could actually see why protected sphere or vector of life is important today. Why you cannot walk on the road, you slipped on the road. The lack of acceptance for some of the individuals and people is for their entire lifetimes. So perhaps this day would summarize the value that we, or let's say the artists, wanted you to understand. I don't know, I'm a little ambiguous, I'm a little vague today. Perhaps the weather did a little bit of it to me, but then nonetheless, talking about this is for the first time we are being this strict in giving diplomas. I must tell you this before you actually receive it, because we've only given it to 13 people, which is a...
The participants of the winter school, ladies and gentlemen, at the very beginning, let me express my very sincere gratitude to the authorities for having invited me here and share some of my thoughts and moments with the participants of this great initiative we call the ESDR Winter School. Very often in such gatherings I say, and probably more than once I had repeated it at the KSL, something from Tagore, that I had gone a begging from door to door in the village path, when thy golden chariot appeared and stood in front of me, and I stood undecided. Who was this king of all the kings? And I always responded that when I see these young boys and girls who had just completed their mission of this winter school, I have no doubt to state that you are the kings and queens of tomorrow. You are the people who are going to shape the future of tomorrow. You are the people who have gathered here, probably small in numbers, but the goal that you have set for yourselves is a huge one. The dream that keeps us going, from the very beginning that you started the journey, and only God knows when the journey would come to an end. But in the midway, as you extend your hands towards us, and we make the journey together, and we believe that with each year passing, we are increasing in number, in our strength, in our endeavor, in our commitment, in our determination, because change has to come, and change has to be for the better. Change has to be there for the overwhelming majority of the underprivileged people in this world. If at all, it has to come firstly and foremostly for the underprivileged people of this region we call South Asia, our home. So that we understand better what is the purpose of our living. Are we here to live only for ourselves? Or here we are to live also for others? What makes a human life livable? What makes a human life really worth living a human life? So those are the purposes that we have to ponder, that we have to find out the truth, and we have to find out the different answers. And that's the reason that I always say, Kavi kavi mere dil mein khayal aata hai. And I'm sure that this care will be in your minds also. And this care cannot be merely for the purpose of living. It has to be for the greater interest of the greater number of people on this planet. Just think for a while. If a small kid like Greta Thunberg can make such a difference in the modern day, then these 43 of us together, what a huge force we are today. And when we have an umbrella like the KSL, when you have an umbrella like Jubaraj, also, although I told him that he just look at Qaid-e-Azam, with the habit that he's wearing from yesterday. He's another Qaid-e-Azam, So with this Qaid-e-Azam, anything and everything is possible. So I'm not here to lecture, you on so many things and complicated issues. But I tell you and I congratulate you that you have successfully completed the ESDR, and that is what matters. You know for yourself now where you are. You know that how many different possibilities are there, and what is the potentials that you have in each one of you that needs to be unleashed in order to reach the goals that we have set for ourselves. And I'm sure that the journey, the mission is coming. The mission is full of vigor, and you were there to be on board so that we can carry our mission forward. And I congratulate you all, each one of you, on your successful mission. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Namaste. First of all, I would like to express my sincere thanks and gratitude to Kathmandu School of Law, and especially to Professor Dr. Chandrada for inviting me in this August gathering, in this closing ceremony as a guest of honor. Candidly speaking, ESDR is a course, this kind of course that brings and tries to join the hands of all the enthusiasts, students, and other walks of life people together so that they can do something better for their country, for their community, for their society in their respective places and nations as well. I congratulate to all the participants who have come over here from various countries, from South Asia and from China as well. 21 days program, however, is not a long program, but within the period of 3 weeks, the experiences that you have gained, the interactions that you have made, that counts a lot. In fact, all these things bring a kind of vibration inside you that you can do something better for the community in your future when you go back to your respective countries and places. The time that we are having this movement is a part of our life, and this life brings a kind of better result for the future. That means you all are together, assembling over here, and you interacted, you interfaced, you discussed, you discoursed on many issues within the period of 21 days, and that has also given a kind of better opportunity to make life better in the future. I would say that Kakuri School of Law, and especially Professor Yuga Sangrora, has done a lot to bring the society in a better way through this program also. And I know, I have also noticed, and I'm also working with KSL and Professor Sangrora, that KSL is working with the government, with the human rights protection, even for developing bills. I think that all these works have given a tremendous opportunity to all the people who are interested doing something in government sector and parliament as well. With these words, I would like to say safe, sound, and fruitful as well. With these words, I would like to thank once again to ASL.
Beautiful moments that we share together and that we make together obviously means a lot for us. So we have tried to capture a short video reflecting our our Professor Dr. Yuvraj Samnola for his as a chair of the program.
Diploma only for 13 people. This is not a very happy moment. Why we are not generous? I think many of you will not understand, but let me first cite my one poem. Then I will translate to you later on. What is ESDR? मलाई एक दिन विचारको खेती गर्न मन लाग्यो, तर थाहा भएन विचारको बिउ कहाँ पाइन्छ। कसैले भने मन्दिरमा पाइन्छ, कसैले भने मस्जिदमा पाइन्छ, कसैले भने गुम्बामा पाइन्छ, कसैले भने मन्दिरमा पाइन्छ, चर्चमा पाइन्छ। मैले सबै ठाउँ खोले, तर कहीँ थिएन विवेक फल्ने बिउ। सबैतिर तिरस्कार फल्ने बिउ मात्र थियो। तब म रित्तो हात फर्किएँ, विचारको बिउ रोप्ने मेरो जमिन बाँझै रह्यो। कसैले फेरि सिकायो, विचारको बिउ त मानिसले भोगेका हालतमा पाइन्छ। म अब मानिसका हालतमा विचारको बिउ खोज्न थालेँ, तर मानिस पनि अनेक थिए अनि हालत पनि अनेक। कसको हातको बिउ रोप्नु होला खेतमा? यतिकैमा मैले देखेँ मेरो अगाडि एउटा मानिस थियो। ऊ टालो खोलेर हिजो खाएर उग्रिएको रोटीको टुक्रा निकाल्दै थियो। त्यो टुक्रा आधा खाएर फेरि टालोमा बाँध्यो उसले। त्यही बेला पुलिसले उसलाई हटायो। उसको रोटीको टुक्रा भुइँमा खस्यो। ऊ त्यो रोटीको टुक्रा टिप्न चाहन्थ्यो। उसका आँखामा रोटीको लोभ थियो। I don't know how people survive in this world, but there are countless of people in this world who live like this. My friends, today, because of the natural calamity, we can say this time, the not expectation of rain, but you are feeling very cold. I am very sorry for that. You are feeling very cold. But in city, in Dhaka, in Kathmandu, in Delhi, every city in South Asia, people have been dying because they don't have a piece of bread and they have no place to stay, so they are being soaked in the cold rain. So the life I live, feel that it's a marvelous life. It's a life of an elite to the given standard. The food we eat is a luxury for many people. And the clothes that we wear is a luxury for many people. So what poverty that we are trying to address? My poverty or their poverty? We always think of my poverty, but we do not think of their poverty. This program is dedicated to those people who are deprived. Neither they have food, nor they have clothes to wear. Therefore, I am very merciless in this program. I never consider up your problem. Because there are countless and millions of people who live on the road without food, so their convenience is not a matter of concern for me. I remember this program for two things. The first residential program, the very first day, right after inauguration, it was my class. And when my session was going on, almost half of it, I got a message from Prakash Casey, right, he is there, that my mother died in hospital. I went out, he said that you should come quickly. I asked him, is he gone or is he still alive? He was not trying to say, he didn't want to say that she is dead, but I insisted, tell me the truth. If she is still alive, I can come and I can see, she can speak to me, okay, I will be there. But if she is gone, please, like me, you are also son of her. So take her to Pasupatinath, I will come there. He said that she is gone. Then they brought my mother to Pasupatinath, but I kept teaching my class. Another 45 minutes, I did not let anyone to suspect that my mother was dead, but I was still teaching. Because I thought that these people who have been assembled in this program are the ambassador of those people who do not have food, who do not have place to stay, who do not have things to eat. So after that, I came to Pasupatinath and I found my mother lying over there. This is one experience I always remember. Because that morning my mother was in a hospital, admitted just one day before. She told me that I am fine. You should not be here. You should go to program. Nothing will happen to me. There are so many people come from many countries. So why you should be here? There are other people to look after me. You should go. So she insisted me to go. So my mother said that I should be of work for other people. So that was the inspiration of my mother, therefore I went over there. This is one thing. I am always attached to this program. So I always stay in this program the entire time. The second very interesting event, next year, the second residential school, it was a bitter experience that we had. One of my colleagues, Kapil Aryal, who teaches here, he and I had been taking a small trip because our classes was ended, therefore we thought, let's go to village and talk to people. So we took a small trip, about 15 minutes from the venue. And we arrived in a house where they had been eating a lot of oranges and they recognized us, offered oranges. We also sat down and started enjoying beautiful, fresh oranges in the village. Then we left. In 2 minutes, we left the place. There was a big noise coming from up. Some people were coming in a very rush, and we somehow thought that might be some people are fighting. So we just get the way for them, and then we move little other side. Then we saw a couple of people in the front and a couple of people in the back. In a makeshift stretcher, they were bringing a sick body. They came very close to us. And I asked, like, what happened? Who is sick? Then the answer was that she is a woman having a baby. Husband is not here. Husband is in Saudi Arabia in work. She has only mother-in-law, also sick. She is not able to deliver the baby for last 4 days, facing a terrible labor pain. But now, the baby is hand out, but not the body. So we felt very bad. I said, how long you have to walk? Then they said 30 minutes down there is a highway, and maybe we have to wait for the bus. And by the time, another 2 hours probably we will come to Dhulika. I still don't know. And I don't try to know also whether this lady died or she is still alive. This is South Asia. So this program does not intend to give you a luxury to stay, luxury to have good food, luxury to enjoy all these benign, very comfortable situation on the top of the hill, making a lot of photos. Yes, that's good, you make it. But this program wants to talk of the deprivation of that woman who probably died because there was no hospital. And a boy, that boy who don't have a piece of bread to eat, and old people in the city who have been sleeping on the road and begging. And this program is dedicated for those rickshaw puller, who carry 2 people. They drag these wheels. And right after when we descend from rickshaw, we ask in Nepali, kati rupiah? We ask in Hindi, kitna hua? We ask in Bangla, kota taka? He will say 20 taka, 20 taka, 20 rupiah. Then we start bargaining. No, hobe na. 20 taka hobe na. 5 taka hobe. 20 rupiah hoina, 5 rupiah. Then we go to departmental store. We see the price. And then we buy a pant which cost 4,500 rupees, and we just get our ATM card and then Visa card and we give it to. So we are paying our money to the crony capitalist of the world. But in law school, we don't teach to be a human being and transform into a situation of being human, but we feel that we are also the part of the ruling junta. So we rule in a different way. So this 14th year program, over the last 14 years, we're talking about those rights. We're talking about humanity. We're talking about a life where human beings contribute to other. So, you indeed you join. I don't know. What did you know? I don't know. What did you learn? I also don't know. Why did you learn? But if you know, why did you learn? If you know, what did you learn? If you learn these two things, you will be a friend of poor people. You start thinking changing the world. You start thinking making the world better. You start thinking the seed of conscience is not found in temple, is not found in masjid, is not found in church, and it is not found in monastery, but it is found in your mind. This is what we wanted to plant. If you learn only word in life out of this program, that henceforth I am a friend of poor, that's enough. That's your diploma. But if not, but then if not, then that is your life. So that's why I often say, if we try to live, we can live. If we pretend to live, yes, we pretend to live. But then, we actually don't live. So this was a journey. So I'm very sorry for the travel that you had to take today because of rain. But something always good comes when we face this kind of situation. That year when this campus was being built, we all 100 people were there. The day of earthquake, the mountain was jumping. And we had to bring people, 100 people from over there, in an uncertainty that whose family is alive or whose family is not. But we came. We came and found, most of us found our family alive. Some of us, friends' family, not alive. So we struggled hard. After that, good thing came. We established this campus over there. So this year again, at the end of this campus, terrible rain. So I'm very happy something new will come again. Because this is a kind of natural taste of yours. So how many of you are angry? You lost the nature. Some of you who were not angry, you learned the life. And you learn the life how it is difficult to be in rain. Just 5 minutes is difficult. There are farmers and there are people who work in the field. They always are wet in the land. And these are the people that we are working for. So probably the nature wanted you to taste. Maybe you made a mistake. Some kind of punishment also. So this journey goes always on. I don't know why this guy does and why I do. We don't know what we do. Just for the sake of things, because we cannot see people facing sufferings. So if you take this message, at least if you start bargaining with rickshaw puller from today, and start asking question why this is 4,500 rupees, then the world starts becoming good. That's all message that I have. So we invite Chinese students always. I go and teach in some universities in China. We swear generation does not know what is poverty in China. But their parents probably know what is poverty. So we invite them to tell you things can be changed. And they have changed the things. Therefore, this is a very interactive program. We also feel very bad the last day when we separate with you. But we are also very happy because we made another over 4 dozen friends who work for the people in the days to come. Raymond, we always remember the girl from Beijing, Liu. We always remember the guy from Bangladesh. I just forgot the name. Kaji Faisal. We remember the name from India. We remember the name from our country. Hopefully, we will be able to remember some of you this year also. And then we write. So this is how we in our journey. I have no more words to say to you now. From after this program you are released, you can go to Tamil.
On the hand of the KSL family, ESDR participants, and the honorable peoples who are present inside the hall. Thanking you very much, me myself, Prakash, the participant of ESDR program from Supreme Court of Nepal. First of the day, when I joined the program over there, I just was connecting my village to city and city to the village. That was really wonderful. The objective of the program for the connectivity with the urban to city, city to urban, rural to city, that have lots of connectivity that was made enlightened. Similarly, the unification of the diversity on the behalf of geography, on the behalf of the knowledge, on the behalf of the cultures, that was also wonderful. Similarly, the objective of the program for the better commitment of the better future and the better globe, that was also wonderful. With the articulation of the head, heart, and the head for our future in our respective fields. On the behalf of the different institutions like the Armed Police Force of Nepal Police, and the different countries, and we the government employees who have been participated and who have been invited with the free of the cost over there, no words to say thank you from the inner core of the heart. And I like to say that this is the journey with this starting with the KSL family. And from the respective institutions, we commit you, we share with that one, whatever we can do, we are ready to do for that one, for the better connectivity and the better futures. Here is the matter, like the Urasa told, it's not the end, it's just the start. It's the start of support, collaboration, cooperation, and it is for the coexistence to found the common ground. And what I learned myself is that one, I know already Sachin sir had told there is a 13 and 31. What the combination of the number is there? One side is 1, 3, 13, another there is a number 3, 1, 31. And total becomes 44. No matter of the 1, 3, 13 and 3, 1, 13. Here's the matter of the betterment of the universe that we people going to lead, that we learn a lot and a lot. Professor has told, it is the terminology like KYS. That is, KYS is know yourself. This is the ultimate theme of the program is KYS, know yourself. That has done the wonderful for me. If I speak, lots of words are there to be spoken over there. I don't like to speak much more, but I commit myself in front of you, all people as a witness. I will try my best to do for the whole society what I can, and same thing will be done by just the participants. And no words to say thanks very much, and the effortless things what there's a free of the cost what we have been invited here. I am in depth of this one, and the futures, what I can do and how we people can connect together is that still another. And we request you, after 5 years what the Professor Shangrola has told for the better connectivity, really we can change the world. So let's get together, let's work together, let's make better humanity, and let's show the universe that one, yes, we Asian people also can have some power to change the world. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I can say that the experience has taught me a lot about human rights, foreign investment, and all the good things that we all can do together to contribute towards a society. Apart from the learning experience that we've all gained, I also want to share about the experience that we have shared as a group together. We've come from different nations, India, China, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and we've all come together as we belong to one nation. So I believe that whatever things we take back, either we get a diploma or we get a certificate, but I believe that the experience, the memories, the friendships that we take back and the studies that we've done value more than the diploma that we get. So I'm very happy and glad that
এবং আমার যে ESDR এর যে স্যার ছিল, ফ্যাকাল্টি ছিল, ইভেন যে ভলেন্টিয়ার ভাইরা ছিল, আসলে অনেক তাদের থেকে অনেক কিছু শেখা হয়েছে আমাদের। ইভেন আমাদের যে ফ্যাকাল্টিটা ছিল KSL এর, ইভেন আমাদের যে ভলেন্টিয়ার ভাইরা ছিল, ভলেন্টিয়ার আপুরা ছিল, আমাদেরকে এত সহযোগিতা করছে। কখনোই আমরা কোনো কিছু চাইলেই কখনো না শুনি নাই ওনাদের থেকে, সবসময় হাই শুনেছি। আমি গর্ব করে বলতে পারবো সুদীপ ভাই, ইভেন আনুষাদি, সচিন দা আর স্যাম, আমি আশা কখনোই এত চিন্তা করি না, এত ভালো মানুষ, এত মানে বলার বাহিরে আমি কখনোই চিন্তা করি নাই যে আমরা বাহির থেকে আসছি, বাংলাদেশ থেকে আসছে, ইন্ডিয়া থেকে আসছে, চায়না থেকে আসছে, ইভেন নেপাল আসছে, আমরা বাংলাদেশে আসছি। ইভেন এত ভালো মানে তাদের ব্যবহার এত ভালো, তারা আমাদেরকে সাপোর্ট করছে সব জায়গায়। ভাইয়া এটা করো, ওটা করো, ভাই এইভাবে করলে আমাদের সংস্কৃতি, এভাবে আমাদের সব কিছু। ইভেন আমরা যখন কোনো জিনিসে পার্টিসিপেট করতেছিলাম তখন আমাদেরকে কিভাবে মোটিভেট করা হয়েছে, ওটা আমরা কখনো এই এক্সপিরিয়েন্স আমরা কখনোই ভুলতে পারবো না। ইভেন আজকের দিনের কথা সবাই মনে রাখবো যে রবি স্যার, তার কথা চিন্তা করে আমরা এতটুকু পর্যন্ত নেপাল পর্যন্ত আসছি। স্যার আমাদেরকে যেভাবে টেক কেয়ার করছে আমি কখনোই বলবো না। থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার। কথা বলবো আর আমাদের যদি কোনো ভুল টুটি হয়ে থাকে তাহলে স্যার ইভেন রবি স্যার, সচিন দা, এভরি ভলেন্টিয়ার আমাদেরকে প্লিজ ক্ষমা করে দেবেন। আর হলো লাস্ট কথা এটা হলো যে ডিপ্লোমা ভাই আর না ভাই, এক্সপিরিয়েন্স কখনোই ভুলবো না, যে যা পাইছে
through the rain which we see outside. Now, before I start announcing something, I really want to acknowledge each one of you for the commitment you guys showed today in the morning. When I came to you and told you that you have to walk down the hill and you would have to carry your stuffs to the bus, and it is an experience for the first time when I saw an Indian and a Bangladeshi and a Chinese and a Zimbabwean and a Nepalese helping each other, carrying bags from their rooms to down the hill, putting it in the bus, which is the core foundation and the value which ESDR emits and holds. We are thankful to each one of you for what happened in the morning. I know each one of you were very wet when you entered the bus. You've changed and you all look lovely and beautiful right now. Nobody would believe that you walked the hill in a rain pouring mercilessly on you guys without umbrellas. And we are, from the bottom of our heart, as the organizers of the ESDR, we are very thankful to each one of you. We would acknowledge this deeply. Before again I start something, before announcing the names, I want to acknowledge 3 people who are not there: Sudeep, Anusha Kharel, and Robin Shrestha, the 3 core foundations of ESDR. I really hope by the time we end it today, they have all 3 of them got stuck because our car got stuck. And they were printing certificates in the morning, they were getting everything ready, because whatever we are seeing here today is because all 3 of them were working there. And they're not here with us, but we acknowledge what they've done, and it is sad that they're not with us at this point in time. So I'd like to thank each one of them for what they've done. Now let's start with the research presentation. So first we will...
My heartfelt thanks to everyone, especially the organizers of ESDR, introduced this program to me. And at first I was very, I was very happy to come to Nepal. And the past 21 years, it is also the longest time I very far away from my hometown, my country. But the past period of journey really gives me the feeling of family. Family from Bangladesh, family from India, family from Nepal, family from Zimbabwe, and family from Pakistan. I really appreciate the friendship of the past 21 days. And I believe the 21 years journey will be the most unforgettable memory in my life. And I really want to extend my thanks to all of you. And I also want to thank all the professors, because all the professors are very considerate, and the professors are very, very knowledgeable. And in the past 21 years, I have learned too much. And in addition, the life in the campus, in the mountain, I would really remember the memories in that place. And welcome to China. And next time, I also will back to Nepal. And in the next 24 years, I will back to Nepal and see every one of you. Thank you.
It's been such a beautiful experience. I got to learn so much. It was completely out of my comfort zone, waking up super early in the morning, the kind of food, the hours of the classes. As I was telling you all, I cried the most. I've never cried so much in my life than I have in these 21 days. And yes, I haven't fought this much as I have in 21 days. The most beautiful thing that I got to see every morning when I got up was the mountains. It's something that, being in Delhi, you obviously can't see stars and mountains and the beauty of nature itself. I got to experience that too. I come from a family that has kept me in a very, very protective environment, and it's just been such an experience. I've been a very competitive student ever since I can remember. The day I came, I was like, this is a war zone for me. I'm going to give my best no matter what. And I remember when the Pakistani delegation came, I met Ibrahim Bhaiya and Umayya Didi, and I scared them. They almost backed off right then and then. So I scared them about the leopards, the 2 a.m. classes that the Nepalis took. They made sure that they kept us. I spent 2 hours on the first day and I was instantly regretting it. Do I regret it now? Maybe a little, not that much. But special mention to Geeta ma'am. I remember, so I used to get up early in the morning and I used to sit and read something. I got to interact with her. It was just so nice. Nepal is such a friendly country. I can't explain to you how happy I feel here, how much I've learned to actually being a human and not just, completely be in the rat's race. And Sachin sir, thanks for bullying us. Ravi sir, thank you for every time you would say that, oh, you need to assemble, I was just scared every single time. It's something I won't be able to go back home. I keep telling my friends that I won't be able to explain this experience back at home. It's only something you can understand when you experience it.
Only for me, not only academically, but I have gained so many friends and families that I won't be able to ever forget. These memories will be, I won't be able to ever forget these 21 days, what I experienced and what I gained from this. I created many new bonds in these 21 days. Raman, Dai, Anna, and all my friends. I seriously can't remember each and every delegate, but I love you all. And I would like to especially thank Sachin Dai for helping me out. He was the one who I was not scared of. He was like a brother to me. So I was very free in asking any questions that I'm sorry for bothering too much. I knew I was bothering, but my curiosity didn't let me. He, in his lecture, gave us El Pablo Unido, Amasera, Vencido. He taught us that united people can never be defeated. That's what I learned. At last, I learned from these 21 days that if we unite together, we won't be able to. We won't be defeated on our journey. Like Vivara sir told us, he taught us that how we can change this world. Only 4 people can change this world. If we work together, we can do that. And at last, I would like to thank you, sir. He is very strict, but I know that he is a very kind-hearted person. He always seems strict to us, but I know he cares so much about us. So he's like a godfather to all of us. Thank you.
Experience for me. Again, so many beautiful, and as a team, we have been working on. ESDR was also an ice breaker for me, an eye opener, because when I come to this program, I understand like how much there left is for me to learn. I've learned nothing till this date. So, and I want to take this opportunity to thank our mentors, our teachers, who challenged us like every day when we are assembling.
Listened to a very painful history of the ESDR. We heard things that we had never expected that happened. The realities of the world. What exactly is happening in the world? Some of us, we might never have experienced all these things. Why? Because of the privileged life that we have had. But Professor Sangrola told us a story that really touched my heart. And then you start to think of it that we have people that are suffering in this world. We might never have seen it. We might never have heard about these things. But these things are real things that are happening in the society. We are here sitting down here as privileged people. Sometimes we are the policymakers. Sometimes we are the leaders. Sometimes we define what is poverty when we don't know what poverty is, when we have never experienced what poverty is. That's what I got to learn from this year's program. So I think now we understand when we talk about poverty, when we talk about the poor people, there is now an understanding of what exactly they are going through in their lives. When now we are tasked to define what is poverty, we know what exactly to do, how to take people out of poverty. Because for a very long time, because of our privileged life, we have thought, we have believed that life is all about political, civil and political rights. The right of people to vote is the most important right, but the right to food is not in any way very important. Possibly a woman died because there was no hospital. But if it was a political thing, people would have paid attention. She must be given her right to vote. But her right to access to hospital, her right to deliver for the nation, her right to contribute to the nation, that you can take home and hang it. It will remain a piece of paper if you are not a changed person. There are people around here who have never been recognized, who have no diplomas, who might never had access to come here and get a diploma, but they've done great things for the society.
They were standing at the airport, and one of them just ran from the shop from which you received the awards. In this rain, he was bringing the awards, getting our calls, and I really appreciate you running around and getting it for us. And thank you so much, because the program is not complete without the efforts of each one of you. So the volunteers of ESDR 2019. Next, the administration of Kathmandu School of Law. The administration of Kathmandu School of Law sits behind, and people like me become the face of it, but in reality, people like me are just telling or just the face of it. We don't do anything. The drivers, the staff, the individuals who brought the materials for each one of you, the name tags which you have, and each one of you have, from the administration of the Kathmandu School of Law, has contributed to the successful completion of ESDR 14. So, to the administration of Kathmandu School of Law. Now, to the canteen mama. To Shanu Mama and his team, he's never in the program at the closer, he's never there. But I understand from each one of us who is a delegate of the ESDR, or the ones who are part of KSL family, and the professors and the administration for each one of us, the food which we get is of a superb and high quality, and I believe we need to thank him and his team for the efforts which he from Kathmandu to take classes at the outreach campus. I can see Praveen is there, Professor Kumar Inam is there, Professor Prakash is there, Professor Hopin Rana is here. The program does not get complete and being part of his and part of his team, and to be part of the secretariat, where you get opportunity, responsibility, and the authority to work and develop programs together. And what you learn every day from him is incomprehensible for me. I believe Sachin will agree to this, because for us it is a learning curve. On each day we learn everything. We do have we do get the occasional anger treatment and from him. We need to learn, because we need to understand the experience with which he comes and he gives us. This ESDR is his baby, and he has developed it for 14 years, and still he lets us do what we do in the program. He gives us the freedom to experiment with the program.